I mean, they are quite tough to handle. That's how we like him. Welcome to Fishing Squad. Well, we have arrived. So it's quarter to midnight on Tuesday the 31st of May. So we'll get into it tomorrow, first day of June. That gives me a bit of confidence as far as mackerel go that we're coming out of May. Because May hasn't been a good time for mackerel over the last few years. Like probably over the last 10 years. But just got a brew off Nick. So we're all good out with Nick.
Yeah. Apart from missed half a day.
Missed half a day because you're a bit busy today, weren't you?
I know, yeah.
Yeah. Cost you half a day, didn't it? Yeah. Cost us half a day down here, like a little bit of a pathetic matter, really. Anyway, that's going off topic. So we're going to be fishing tomorrow, 1st of June. Because it's June, that gives me a bit more confidence with the mackerel. We're going to pick a mark that isn't that popular, but I fished where I caught my bullets on live last time. The reason why I'm trying there is because I think we're going to be fishing there on my stag do. I just want to see if we can get some mackerel out and stuff. So, you know, we need to be getting some bait for that stag do. I don't want to be filling freezer full here. Freezer's literally, it's about the size of an A4 sheet of paper. And you're just not going to get anything in it. So, I said I'm getting suggestions on how you could store bait if you haven't got a freezer. I might be able to get a cool box that you could potentially plug in. I don't know. Just if anyone's got any suggestions, I'd appreciate them. But we're going to hit the mark tomorrow. Low tide's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're fishing it down, then back up a bit. I'll make a prediction now. I think Nick will get a bass because she's going to be chucking a extra wedge about. I think Nick will catch a bass tomorrow. I'm convinced she will. This mark looks pretty decent for bass. When I've been scoping it out in the winter, I've been like thinking, yeah, James already had a bass off there. I think it could be. This could unlock this potential. Mark's got the potential to unlock the bit of a. Well, I've caught bass around here, but I know how many I've caught. And when you're in that position with a species, it's not always a good thing, is it? No. So it might unlock the bit of a mystery around the bass. It's not much of a mystery. It's all about time, like any other species. But I haven't caught as many as what you'd ever expect me to have caught. I've caught about 17 in about 30 years, which isn't a lot, is it? So I'm expecting some bass to show. And then the video will just carry on anyway. This is the intro. Just thought I'd do it while we're here. So next, probably have about 3 sessions worth overall. So next section of the video will be at the mark. Hopefully I'm going to put 2 rods out for tote. Huss/Congers. I'm going to fish with a 14-foot pentidal where I think I'm hoping to, don't tell anyone, I'm going to be borrowing my dad's 6500 Abu 6500. He's I don't know if he watches videos or not. He can give me a bollocking if he does. Because I'm going to be punching some feathers out with it, and then I might put a light setup on it, like, you know, like a flapper rig or something afterwards. Because we can always have, if we can't feather up some mackerel for fish bait, we can always use something like porcod or pouting. Because I've got some bait with me. I've actually got some bullet tuna. If you Google bullet tuna and see what they look like, they're very similar to a mackerel. I got them from the Oriental Super Wholesalers in Doncaster, so I'm going to be using them. Squid, and I've got some black lug that someone gave me on Brid Harbour Wall, so we'll see what happens. I think if we'd get any black lug out, I think we'll definitely get a wrasse or two, because it's ideal conditions. We've got crystal gin clear water, flat calm conditions, and it's going to be sunny. Absolutely perfect conditions for fishing with bait for wrasse. So we'll definitely get some fish out. What else could we get on black lug? Get some porcod or pouting, they'd be good for bait. So Llyn, that'd probably be good for bait too. So we'll see what we can get out. We're going to get some fish out anyway, I'm sure. But I'm predicting you'll see a bass. I could be wrong, but I've just got a feeling for a bass. So we'll see you at the mark, won't we, guys?
Yeah.
So we're down. Got 5 rods. I haven't tackled any of them up yet. I mean, the weather is sensational. Hi. So Kids are going to have a go doing a bit of fishing. Nick's going to have a go doing a bit of fishing. I'll make a prediction now, like I said last night. I think we'll definitely see a bass out today. I'm not sure about the mackerel, but I've just been pumped full of confidence by the clarity of the water. We've got a light northerly on our left cheek, so it's just giving us a bit of cool air, which is nice because it's red hot. Must be about 19 degrees on these rocks, so I'll just give you a bit of a look round. I'll show you where we're fishing. So Nick's probably going to be fishing off that branch there, casting out. You see how clear the water is? It is just beautiful. I'll be casting out there somewhere. 2 big rods out. I'm going to have one for spinning with. I've got a bit of problems, a couple of lobsters in front of me, but it looks rassy, doesn't it, if nothing else. I've got some black lug, so if kids struggle, I'll just drop them at the edge. We're rassing because I'm sure I'll get some frantic action off here on Rass. It's the sort of place where you could get a decent one, so I don't think it's been fished too much, so let's have to have a go, won't we? That's all we can do. I'm really looking forward to having a go as well, so let's get on it. Setup, it's just it's Abu Garcia Devil, 8 foot on the end of it, £15 line straight through with a Dexter wedge. Can't remember what gram it is exactly, not really matters really. This casts up to 40, so yeah, let's see if we can get it out on it. Toby's going to have a similar setup. It's got a mackerel pro spin, orange, just got an orange tip on it, it's just a spinning rod. Probably have a slightly heavier lure on because it's slightly more bulkier rod, so yeah, we'll see if they get out. Right, the rods are out. Matching setups. We've had one drop take, I think it was a doggy. Got bullet tuna and squid on both on really big hooks, 10 ounce levels on the back of it. I'm just about to put the 3-piece rod together to do some spinning because they've been at it for about half hour. They haven't had anything yet. Nick had 20 minutes and got bored. I mean, one of the guys has come and collected the lobster pot and he didn't have to move them. You know, I think to me they've got more of a right to be here than what we have. In a way they have, you know. Some people might not agree with it. Full credit to him. He's moved the pot that went my way right out of the way. So, you know, if you watch, I don't think he'll watch my videos or anything, but if he does, thanks very much. If you recognise my top, just stick out like a sword. So, yeah, cheers for that. You didn't have to do that. You know, you're not obligated to do that. I just thought that were really decent of you. So, I've now got a clear casting ground in front of me. I'm getting another bite on left hand rod. It's quite an aggressive take that as well, but then it's just stopped. See what happens. First fish of the session, it's a Huss. It's a nice one as well. Take your time when you're landing these. It's only delicately hooked on the circle as well. I mean, look at that. You have to grab the fish rather than pull the rig. Off the hook actually. It's there, so we've knocked camera off. They put a good fight up. They only delicate hooks on that back circle, so we'll get him sorted. It's not double figure out, but he's a nice one. He wasn't upright, that's why I felt bigger than what he was. So Nick's having a picture with him. He's just spewed up a octopus. It's interesting, Dave at Cardigan Bay, I'm going to use that for bait, mate, like. Dave at Cardigan Bay Fishing Adventures, I've had him sick up octopus quite regular. Usually, you know, you'll find that the octopus have a stone in them as well to like counterbalance them against the pressure. So that's a lovely Huss, so we'll get him put back. But you're going to have a picture with him, Emily. So the right mum is, you have to be tight with him.
I'll do it, Mum.
Right, yeah. Right, we're going to get him put back.
Yes, sir.
Right, so I'm just setting up a temp idle with this Abu 6500. Got some mackerel feathers on. I'm just bringing them into, just winching them up now. I've just tied them on. And there's in background there. Just winch them up. I've got a 4-arm sled. Usually I'd fish with 3, but that's what happens to be on this rig. As you can see then. Should be able to oik it out a fair way. Now he's moved that lobster pot. I'll just spin you around. Now he's moved that lobster pot. I've got like a massive clearing in front of me to cover some water. As well. So see how we get on. I mean, I'm happy with start. I've had 2 bites. First fish, it might have been a Huss, it might have been a dogfish, I don't know. But that one, it put a good fight up, but because it were hooked here, it's the second fish I've hooked down here, which is a circle. I'm still not convinced by him. I know people are swearing by him and stuff, you're probably far more experienced than I am using them, but it don't matter how I lift into fish or how whatever, I just, for whatever reason, I'm just not convinced by him. It sounds controversial, that, doesn't it? I see I get how it works, but I'm just, do you have a better outlook on this? Generally, I mean, fish care, come on guys, fish care. As a fisherman, you've got a duty of care in how you look and stuff like that, that's fine, and making sure they go back alive. But fish care, it's a load of tossing it really when you think about it. I mean, I've just winched that fish in. It's got hook dodgy inside of its, sort of like in its lip here, like that, but on the outside of it. And then it's spewed up its last meal. So not only has it been caught, it's just lost its dinner twice. That ain't good fish care, is it? Do you know what I mean? So we'll keep at it. But I'm just saying, you know, we're all preaching this dongle rig and stuff about fish care. There ain't any good example of fish care. The best example of fish care is to not fish for fish full stop, isn't it? So, I'm going to see if we can winkle some mackerel out now. Wind seems to be eased. We've got a northerly on our left cheek. Wind seems to be dropping now completely. So I'm hoping we'll get another bullus out as well and some mackerel. So let's get into it. It's just absolutely wolfed down like half a bullet tuna. Struggled to get hooks out of that, I think. Oh, it's come out. The fish has just come out its mouth. There it goes, it's gone off. Oh well. Right, I've actually lost another 3 bullets in the same way. I think the baits are just too big and they're not getting the hook into them. I've even really tried pulling the hook in. I mean, the one you saw on camera that I lost, that was with an 8-0 short on bottom hook, and 6-0 on top. Madness, innit? So what I've done is, if you watch the videos where I was targeting bullets, I said you don't always need to use a big bait, and this is why. So I've scaled the hook. On one of the rigs, I've scaled the bait down with the thinner bait, with the hooks more proud on the Peninsula rig, and with the circle hook, try and get it working because it's obviously not working. I think I'm getting a little bit of a bite on the left hand rod here. Actually, I'm not sure. It's been a mental start, guys. I've been down here for an hour. Probably just over an hour. It's got the potential to be one of the best plus sessions I ever had, this, if not the best. If I'd landed them, it would have been anyway. I think best I've done is 2 in a session or 3. Yeah, it's been a real mental start, absolutely electric. I mean, it probably cost me a fish trying to video one of them, you know, the one that I did video, but you know, we try and get some footage together, don't you, for people. Anyway, going back to that circle look, I've put the mackerel, half the bullet tuna on with the head at the top of the pennel, if you like. You know, basically the circle hook's going through the head. If sharks go for the head, that's where the circle hook is, isn't it? That's what we want them to nail, and that's where they'll get hooked. So I'm going to have a few more cast with feathers. If I don't get out, I'm going to tackle that up with another bullus bait on for Nick to try and have a go, and then I might tackle a wrasse rod up to run outside. Well, technically, we'll see what happens with feathering, but I'm probably on the wrong mark. That's the only excuse I can come up with. I'm sure you'll get mackerel off here, no doubt about it. But I've never fished for mackerel myself off here. It's probably the second time I have, should I say, but I've never caught them off here. It's all been this year as well. So we'll just have to see. I'm getting a bite right rod as well. Let's see if this develops. We'll see what happens. Hopefully get another fish out. I'm not going to video because I don't want to risk losing it. It might seem a bit sloppy for footage for channel and stuff, but you've just seen there, I've lost a fish. You get the gist of what happens. That's the main thing. So we'll see what happens anyway. Alright, so I lost another one. I didn't even get it up to the surface to that one. I probably should have left it a bit longer on the bait. But it is what it is. It's ball positive. Might look a bit of a clown about the amount of fish I've lost so far. I don't know if it's either picking the bait up, whether it's the size of the bait, whether it's my hook pattern being too big, I don't know. I'm not really targeting them, but if they're here I want to catch them, you know, it's one of them. So what I'm going to do is, I've had a few more casts with feathers, it hasn't materialised into anything, so I've just got a smaller, on that Abu 6500, I've got a friend behind us, I don't know if you can see him, seagull, on that smaller reel, the Abu 6500 that I was spinning with. I've had a few more casts with feathers, didn't catch anything, so I've just put a smaller pulley rig on with a 6.0, what is it? It's a Mustad Viking that. It's been used before, it's got a bit of rust, so I've just filed it up, made sure it's nice and sharp, and I'm probably going to put a squid on that, to be fair. Let's see, catch out. I've just put £50 leader on that reel. Looks like there's some divers over there. We'll just see what happens. I mean, it's been a super start. I mean, kids are bored, but I'm going to show them how you get some fish out in a minute on RAS rod. So let's get this cast out and hope a ballast turns up. Another couple of ballasts turn up. Just getting a little bit of a bite on right hand rod at the minute. It's only like, probably need to change both baits actually, probably due. That rod definitely is. Yeah guys, you know, this is one at Mark's, you know, it's one of my marks this. I will give, as I go forward, you know, I've changed the channel a little bit with, it's just going to be about sea fishing. As we go forward I will give marks away, but I'm not going to give marks, you know, I'm not just going to give every mark away, am I? You know, if you know where it is, you know where it is. Get down here, have a go. If we're still on our tiptoes, we'll probably be able to see some popular spots around this area, just about. So let's get this rod banged out and then I'll get a RAS rig on after I've rebaited my two other rods. Right, second fish of the session. It's not a bad one. Like I say, I just didn't want to mess about with landing him, so I've got him landed. I've got some footage of him now. Is it on?
Yeah.
Right, nice. Huss. I'm going to get him put back. Under the dog lighter sets up. It's a really dark coloured dogfish. Look how dark that is. Markings, some of the markers are almost Huss-like, but there's no doubt there's a dogfish. I think you can tell by their eyes as well. Huss have like cat eyes, these have like really dark coloured, well, dog eyes basically. You know.
That's why it's a dogfish.
So we're going to get him put back. One, as you can see with this one, I hooked the bait so the eyes on the head were on the circle, and once it's done, it's gone for the head. And you'll look, he's hooked on the circle, lovely. Let's go see if we can spin him on there. Look, you see, he's hooked on the circle there. I don't know if you can see it very well, but he's definitely well hooked. That's how you want it. But it's perfecting it to get it right, and it's too much. To be honest, it's too much pissing about. But there's another one. It's a nice one. So I'll get some footage of him and I'll put him back. I mean, people say, look, he'll swim off no problem. You can see him down there, just on that kelp bed, and he's nearly done. So get in, I've got another bite on the rod. Yeah, we'll just come to the end of our session. Just put the last bait out, ups on. I've gone big, the last one. Had a bit of bait to use up, so rods. Packed about everything else down. We'll start packing most of it down, should I say. I've packed some of it down, packed the lighter set up out down that I've got the dogfish on. But I'm quite happy with how things have gone today. Sorry, it's just been glorious down here today. I mean, it's not exactly typical Huss conditions, but I think because we haven't had much of a heat wave and the water's clarity's only just been started to get better in terms of it being perfect, obviously on the munch. So yeah, we're happy with that. I'll spin you around. As far as like the dongle rigs go and stuff like that, obviously I've said I'm not using them. It's just, you see people using them, you feel like you should use them, but as you've seen today on these rock marks, landing fish, it ain't easy, you know, sometimes even in calm conditions. We've had 3 out, we've lost 4. You saw me lose one of them. There's still a chance of getting another one, obviously. And then last 2 baits. I did have a good take, honestly. I don't know if it's picked up in tide or what, but I thought if it had carried on, I'd be like, is that a tow? But it just stopped. So, yeah, I'm quite happy with this. I'm going to put this on as one video, as you probably gathered by the time we got to this point. So, disappointed Nick and kids didn't get out, but I'm sure they'll have their moment while we're here. So, I'm thirsty. It's at that point where even the sea looks like it could thirst quench me. Might need to get a glass of seawater. I'm only joking. Yeah, anything that I said about circle hooks and stuff like that, I don't mean to be a derogatory. It's not down to be a derogatory comment or anything like that. Just my opinion at the minute. Fish, I don't want to complicate things any more than they need to be. So I'm not going to bother with basically. And dongle rigs, I'm not bothered. I think it'll cause problems, potentially. More problems than I've had today. But it's been a successful session. It's probably one of the best bull sessions I've had. You always, you know, it gives you so much, and there's a disappointment of losing 4 fish, but you know, we'll carry on. If we don't get out else, that'll be it, but if we get something else, you'll be the first to know. So other than that, I'm off to Witherspoons for a pint and some tea, I think, at Peninsula. So have a good one, guys. What a day, what a start to summer. Oh. Yeah, there might be another bit to this video. Other than that, keep safe, tight lines, have a good one. I might be back on in a minute though. Right, we've just had another one. He's just getting a little hook stuck in him. On the circle again. And it matters with this because I've caught it like the biggest squid bait you'll ever see. And it absolutely nailed it. I'm going to weigh this one because it might be a PB. I think it could be 100 bag. Right, let's get it back. 988 it went. I'm going to drop her in because there's too much of it. Other thing about fish care on these deep water rock bars, she's my friend, so I can't be down there. Good take, good fish, well hooked, landed. You got the video cutting. But it just shows you, doesn't it? I think earlier on why it could now be because of what the tide were doing Monday, losing them fish. We're now right over low tide when it's slack and picking it up, nice, picking baits up nice. So I'm going to tackle this rod down now. That was last bait up, I think. That's 4. 4 out. It's the best ever Huss session, that. It's been mental. Could have had 8. You know, it's a good video. I hope you've enjoyed it, guys. I'm sure I haven't been able to show you more. It's like I say, with no smugness, this is my mark. So, it's what it is, isn't it? You'll do well around here anyway on any of these marks around here. Like I say, this is just my mark, so yeah. What a session. Right, we're definitely doing close down now. There's no chance of anything else happening. What a session. I just didn't get a chance to feather for mackerel hardly. I've had probably 10 casts, if that, because every time I pick the rod up to feather, I'm getting a bite on big baits. Well, biggish baits if you like. I sort of scaled them down a little bit and then went back big again. There wasn't many times where I think I only reeled in one set of bait ups for a bait change. Other times it were reeling in because I had a bite. I had a screaming take on one bite that really stripped some line off. I thought if that carries on it's possibly a tope, but I think it was another bull just picking it up, you know, going with the tide flow. But no shame in admitting it, that's the best session I've had for bullus. Should have had 8, only had 4. I've had a 3 before and I've had a 2. But I knew that mark would produce. Just a couple of things. Obviously, I don't want to sound negative about that dongle rig. You can see how it works, just based on the Peninsula rig style that I use with the circle behind it on some of my rigs, what I hooked the last 2 bullus on. But I'd rather use 2 hooks, because you know, when you fish a deep water rock mark and there's a lot of tide run, you want your fish to be hooked the best you can every time. I mean, we've even seen one just basically drop the hook out of it when it's had like a 6-inch bait in it, you know, with the hook in the bottom of the bait right in its mouth. I think that was the case of the bait being too big. Maybe me not pulling the hook into it, but it should have been into it really. But anyway, yeah, I'm still not quite happy with circles, but I did get them working, and that's the main thing, isn't it? So going forward now, I'm going to end the video here. We're going to Peninsula for some tea. I think I deserve a pint of shandy. I'm absolutely knackered, honestly. It's not easy winching fish up out of deep water. You do get a bit of an adrenaline boost with Huss, but it's not like the same level as taupe. It's pleasing more than anything, pleasing, that's how I describe it. So we'll end it now, definitely, and then we'll put this video on, then there should be another one coming after it, or another 2 coming after it. So really enjoyed today. It's been a lovely day. Other than that, keep safe, tight lines, have a good one. See you later.